Welcome to Page Turners, Unpacking Literary Sensations. I'm Marc Dubois.
And I'm Sophie Laurent. Before we dive in, we should probably mention that we're completely fictional podcast hosts created for your entertainment. Any resemblance to actual literary critics, living or dead, is purely coincidental and, frankly, quite flattering.
Indeed. Though I'd like to think my PhD in comparative literature would be quite real in another universe.
And I'd definitely be discovering best-selling authors and running the coziest bookshop in Paris.
Absolutely. Now, today we're examining a psychological thriller that has taken the literary world by storm. La Femme de Ménage, or The Cleaning Lady, by Freida McFadden.
Oh mon Dieu. This book, I literally could not put it down. I stayed up until 3 a.m. to finish it, and then I couldn't sleep because I kept thinking about that twist.
I see you've brought your characteristic restraint to this discussion, Sophie.
You know me so well, Mark. But seriously, for our listeners who haven't encountered this domestic noir masterpiece yet, it centers on Millie, a cleaning lady with a dark past who takes a job working for Nina, a wealthy woman with secrets of her own.
What begins as a straightforward employer-employee relationship quickly evolves into something far more complex and sinister. McFadden expertly crafts a narrative where the very act of cleaning, of seeing what others try to hide, becomes a metaphor for uncovering buried truths.
And that's what makes domestic thrillers so delicious, isn't it? These stories tap into our voyeuristic curiosity. Who hasn't wondered what secrets lurk behind our neighbors' perfectly manicured lawns and pristine facades?
It's fascinating how this subgenre has flourished in recent years. From The Girl on the Train to The Silent Patient, readers seem captivated by narratives that peel back the veneer of domestic tranquility to reveal the darkness underneath. Why do you think these stories resonate so deeply with us, Sophie?
I think it's because homes are supposed to be safe spaces. When that safety is compromised, when the call is coming from inside the house, so to speak, it creates this primal fear that resonates deeply.
Let's talk about the class dynamics at play here. McFadden doesn't just use Millie as a plot device. She uses her position as a cleaning lady to make pointed observations about wealth, power, and privilege. There's a literary tradition of using service workers as witnesses to upper-class corruption. Think of the servants in The Remains of the Day, or even Proust's detailed accounts of household staff.
Absolutely. And Millie is such a compelling character because she's literally invisible to her employers. They speak freely around her, leave things out, don't bother hiding their secrets because who notices the cleaning lady? It's this invisibility that gives her power.
It's reminiscent of what Ralph Ellison explorait dans Invisible, though in a very different context. The power that can come from being overlooked.
And from a feminist perspective, it's brilliant how McFadden subverts the trope of the passive female domestic worker. Millie may appear submissive, but she's constantly analyzing, judging, and ultimately taking action. She refuses to be a victim of her circumstances.
Let's discuss the psychological elements that make this novel so compelling. McFadden employs the unreliable narrator technique masterfully, leaving readers pause, constantly questioning whose version of events they can trust.
Yes, and the way everyday objects become ominous. A misplaced knife, a stained carpet, a locked drawer. It's brilliant how the author transforms mundane cleaning activities into moments of suspense and revelation.
There's a particular scene where Millie is simply dusting a bookshelf, and yet the tension is palpable. It's as if the very act of bringing order to chaos might uncover something better left hidden.
That scene gave me chills. And can we talk about the character development? The way McFadden gradually peels back the layers of both Millie and Nina's personas feels like watching someone dust off an antique mirror, slowly revealing the true reflection beneath.
That's a beautiful metaphor, Sophie. And it speaks to one of the novel's central themes, the idea that we all present different versions of ourselves to different people. Nina shows one face to her husband, another to her friends, and yet another to Millie.
And Millie herself is the ultimate chameleon, the duality of her character, meek cleaning lady by day, calculated observer by night, creates this wonderful tension throughout the narrative.
It's worth noting how McFadden uses symbolism throughout the novel. The recurring motif of cleaning products, substances designed to remove stains and erase evidence, serves as a powerful metaphor for Millie's own attempts to cleanse her past.
Oh, and the house itself becomes a character, with its hidden spaces, locked rooms, and secrets tucked away in drawers. The contrast between the pristine surfaces and the moral decay underneath is just chef's kiss.
Let's talk about the cultural impact of this novel. It's fascinating how a book about domestic work has sparked conversations about the people who clean our homes, care for our children, and witness our private lives.
I've heard from several readers who said this book made them reconsider how they treat service workers. One woman told me she started cleaning up before her cleaning person arrives, not just out of courtesy, but because she suddenly became conscious of what her messes might reveal about her. Oh, mon Dieu!
That's a profound shift in perspective, and it speaks to the power of fiction to create empathy across social boundaries.
Absolutely. And I'm not surprised this book has been optioned for adaptation. Can you imagine this as a limited series? The claustrophobic setting, the psychological cat and mouse game, it's perfect for the screen.
Indeed, and I suspect we'll be seeing more novels in this vein. McFadden has tapped into something primal about our relationship with our homes and the people we allow into them.
You know what struck me most about this book? How it made me question my own secrets. We all have them, things we'd prefer the world not see. This book asks, what if someone was watching? What if someone saw everything?
A chilling thought. Perhaps that's why domestic thrillers resonate so deeply. They remind us that the boundaries between public and private are more permeable than we'd like to believe.
Well, on that unsettling note, I think we should wrap up. Any final thoughts on La Femme de Ménage, Mark?
Only that it's a masterclass in suspense writing. McFadden understands that true horror often lies in the familiar, the domestic, the everyday. And that makes her work all the more unsettling.
Couldn't agree more. And next episode, we'll be discussing the new literary sensation, The Silent Bride, another psychological thriller that's been keeping readers up at night.
We invite our listeners to join the discussion on our fictional website and equally fictional newsletter, where our entirely made-up community of book lovers shares their thoughts.
And don't forget to check out our imaginary social media presence. If we existed, we'd love to hear from you there.
Until next time.
Keep turning those pages.